Okay, so, hi. I recently got my tongue webbing done, and, just thought I'd make a video about, how to take care of it and make sure it doesn't get infected and keep it. So, the most important thing is you have to use mouthwash. Every time you eat something, when you drink something, it's not really a big deal, but every time you eat something, for the next month after you get it, you must use Listerine or something like that. I don't care if you cut it with a half water or whatever, just use it. And you can buy one of those little travel size bottles and just keep it in your purse or something like that, or your pocket. And brush your teeth twice a day, no matter what, because otherwise it gets all bleh. You don't really want that, especially if you do this. You should at least wash your mouth out with mouthwash once a day after a month of having it, but while it's still healing, it takes 2 to 3 weeks, and you need to do this after everything you eat. And there's the white stuff. It's like, it looks like skin, but it's like plaque stuff, and you have to pick it off with tweezers. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but tweezers are what you are supposed to use. And if you're a smoker, you're probably going to get tar buildup on it. You're going to have to pick that off as well, and that's really gross. So, that's just... Okay, well, and just make sure that it stays clean and that you don't put anything foreign in it. And don't play with it too much. If you play with it too much, then it'll get all swollen. And after you do it, it will be puffy for a little bit, but it'll go down once it heals. And you may feel like a slight pressure, but that's normal. And make sure you use jewelry that's like normal sized, and I had, this is an eyebrow ring, I had like a lip ring or septum ring or whatever in there, and it was way too big, and so it could like go on top of my teeth, because it was so big, and that just makes you talk funny, and it hurts, and it irritates the piercing, so make sure it's the proper size, and make sure it's the same size as the needle, because if you use the needle that's bigger, then it'll fall out. If you use a needle that's smaller, then you won't fit the jewelry in, which you probably should know if you're going to do it yourself anyways. If you do get it done professionally, then they will tell you a lot of it, but I did mine myself with a safety pin. Not with that one, not with 2 of them. Just the standard safety pin. And then I took, cut the safety pin, this metal cutters or whatever, and I was using that as jewelry, but it started cutting my gums, so now I have like scabs there that are healing right now, or sores or whatever. Then I took another smaller safety pin, and then a ball from a captive bead ring that I had, but I lost the ring for it, so I just had the bead. And so I bent the safety pin and and I just whatever. It was a little big, so it hurt for a little bit, but because I pierced it with a safety pin, you should use 18 gauge, but I do have 16 gauges actually that's what's in right now. It is 16, and then I have 18 gauges, and you could go 20, but depends on what size needle you use for it. And make sure everything is sterilized. Like I don't have an autoclave at home, clearly, but I sterilized everything with peroxide, and I did use some hand sanitizer, even though you're not supposed to ingest that shit. And I did make sure everything was clean. So make sure you do that. Otherwise, ugh, just don't. But yeah, so that's basically it. Just clean it. Make sure you use everything clean, make sure everything's clean when you pierce it. And upkeep is very important, and proper jewelry for it. And if you do use something that's very small, like a very small piece of jewelry, mine's an okay size for it, but if you use anything smaller than that, like an eyebrow piercing or whatever, or ring, it does get very hard to put the ball back on. So just like try and get one where you know you'll be able to shove your fingers in your mouth, at least 4, and still get it on there. Because I have really small ones with like spikes that I was going to use for my smiley, which ripped out, but they don't go on because it's too small for me to get my fingers in there and hold on to it and not swallow it. Okay, so yeah, just that was my spiel.